no.
Looks like this was someone's bedroom. There is Hafez al-Assad. They want all traces of Assad destroyed. Burned out car. These are not from Israel. Just gonna hand him a stack of cash. Are you living here? This is actually a space capsule. I feel like I'm in a Resident Evil game. Good morning from Damascus, Syria, or should I say good morning from a free and liberated Syria. It has now been just under 4 months since Syrian rebel forces swept through the country, essentially delivering a total defeat to the former Syrian regime led by Bashar al-Assad. And it's been almost 25 years since the former leader of Syria, Bashar's father, Hafez al-Assad, passed away. The rebel offensive to overthrow the Syrian government lasted only 11 days, and as the Liberation Army began to descend on Damascus, well, Assad realized that his time was running out. So he took his family, along with billions of dollars, and he fled to Russia. And despite the fact that now Assad has gone, his father has been dead for over 25 years, little remnants and artifacts of their regime still remain. And while you can travel throughout the country and see photos and statues that have now been defaced and toppled, there is one landmark that I think is by far the most interesting, and it is this. Behind me is the October War Museum, also known as the Panorama War Museum, but for all intents and purposes in this video, we will call it the Syrian Propaganda Museum. Salam alaikum, how are you, brother? Shukran. It open today, right? Open?
No.
No? Closed? Salam alaikum. Can I go inside? No, can't go inside. Shukran. The museum was originally ordered to be built by Hafez al-Assad in the early 90s as a way to commemorate the war between Israel and Syria, also known as the October War, also known as the Yom Kippur War. I've been told that inside, on the top floor, is a gigantic 360 panorama mural depicting the victory of Syria over Israel. But of course, students of history will know that Syria was not triumphant in their battle against Israel. As a matter of fact, Israel crushed Syria in that war. But Hafez al-Assad wanted to tell a different story. He wanted to tell his version of events. And in the story that I hope we're going to see depicted inside, he tells a story of Syrian victory. He tells a story that almost envisions him as a god, as a righteous and strong ruler. But if we take a look at the design of this museum, you may think to yourself, well, that really doesn't look like Syrian architecture. It almost looks like a military citadel, and it almost looks like it has some sort of socialist, realist elements to it. That's because perhaps the most fascinating wrinkle in this story is that this museum, from the artwork, from the design, to virtually every key component, was designed by North Korea. That's because Kim Il-sung actually gifted this museum to Hafez al-Assad as a gift of solidarity, as a sign of socialist brotherhood. So in the early 90s, North Korea secretly began sending hundreds of Korean architects, designers, painters to hide out here essentially in Syria and build this museum under the guise of secrecy. And as you can see here, this was where a former statue of Assad once stood. The new and free people of Syria have essentially destroyed it. I've been told that somewhere in the museum there is actually a hidden portrait that portrays Assad shaking hands with Kim Il-sung. Hopefully we're going to try to find that, and actually, well, hopefully we're going to be able to get into the actual museum, because I think it was closed even before the liberation took place. But before we go in, we're going to look at two areas that I think are of very special and peculiar interest. So over here we have represented the Syrian army aircraft and war machines that were essentially given to them by the USSR, and over there are supposedly the captured Israeli military vehicles, although they may not actually be from Israel after all. More on that in just a second. If you grew up in Syria as a child, a major part of your childhood were yearly and sometimes semi-annual visits to this museum to continue to portray Assad as a big, strong leader and essentially to indoctrinate the youth into thinking that Assad was, such an amazing person and that Syria was actually victorious in the Yom Kippur War. So not only have so many children here grown up knowing nothing but conflict and violence, they've actually grown up learning a very skewed and historically inaccurate portrayal of history. So every tank and aircraft and piece of weaponry that you see here was essentially given to Syria from the former USSR. And we're going to see that a lot of things have been destroyed since the liberation. The people here, they want all traces of Assad destroyed. They want all traces of their torturous history essentially erased. Amongst the military aircraft and tanks is another interesting note here. This is actually a space capsule that the first and perhaps only Syrian astronaut took back to planet Earth after completing a mission in space with the Russians. Not really sure why that is associated with all these artifacts from the Yom Kippur, the October War. I'll leave that up to you to decide. So forgive me because I am not military minded. I have no idea what this helicopter is called, but all of this is, or at least it is now, open to the public just by virtue of the people of Syria deciding to, unleash and crack open and in some cases destroy anything they could that was a sign or a symbol of the former dictatorship. So this is quite incredible that we can actually go inside here and mess around with the different dials and whatnot. I do want to see if we can get in here before we check out the Israeli vehicles, because if the door is locked, that's going to be a problem. Oh, this is interesting. Well, real quick, before we see what's behind these doors, as you guys know, these videos take a tremendous amount of time, money, and energy to make. That's why I'm always extremely appreciative of each and every one of you that takes the time to like, to comment, and to share these videos. But another way these videos get funded is through sponsorships. And yes, I know nobody likes an ad, but I want to give a major shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Nomad eSIM. I've used Nomad in over 14 different countries now in 2025 alone, and I've done the math. Out of all the other eSIM companies out there, Nomad hands down provides the best value per dollar. So before your next trip, download the Nomad eSIM app. Use my code BRENTGNOME to save $5 off your first order. And please remember, guys, each sign up ensures that I get to keep making videos like this in crazy cool places all around the world. And personally, my favorite part of using Nomad is that I can download the eSIM before I even arrive in a new country. As the plane lands, I can connect to the internet and immediately see and respond to all of your comments. So download Nomad today. Thank you, Nomad, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the museum. It is locked, but I don't think this will be a problem for my lock-picking skills. There is one guard with a very big gun down there, so hopefully he does not cause any problems if I try to get in here. That door was locked. Let's see, is this door locked? Okay. No idea if this is some sort of car that has anything to do with the Israeli war or if it's just a burned out car. Yeah, no idea, but it actually looks like it's been freshly destroyed here. Any souvenirs or trinkets in here? No, it looks like all the documents have been taken out. If we do get access to the museum, my goal is to find a souvenir to take home. We are now stepping into the recovered Israeli military vehicle side of things, but several war historians believe that these are not from Israel at all. In fact, many people believe that these vehicles are just repainted or reskinned. Salam alaikum. Maybe that guy will let us in. Let's go talk to this guy and see if I can get in here. Salam. Salam, bhai.
Salam.
Shukran, nice to meet you, brother. How are you?
How are you?
We're here making a YouTube video.
English biliyor. Türkçe biliyor musun?
No, I don't have my translator with me, actually. I want to go inside.
Wallah, English.
Come. Can I show you? Here, please. Come with me. Okay, shukran. Go this way. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this guy to open the door for me. Shukran. My name is Brent.
Brent.
Yeah, what's your name, brother?
Salah.
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 Nice to meet you, brother. It's free Syria.
Syria.
Libya,
Syria.
for Syria is free.
Free.
Yes. Are you military? Assalamu alaikum. It looks like we got some workers coming out of the woodwork here. So I'm gonna show this guy the door here and see if he will let me in. And if he doesn't let me in, I'm just gonna hand him a stack of cash and see what happens. How are you, brother? Good?
Good.
Good, good. Unfortunately, I don't know much Arabic at all, but I'm really hoping this guy is the gatekeeper. America.
America.
Yes,
Oh,
America. Ah, America. Man, the way people react in this country when you say you're from America, they literally look at me like I'm George Clooney or Brad Pitt. Okay, so I like to go inside. Let's see if we get access. Oh yeah, money baby, the gatekeeper has opened the door for us. Shukran, shukran. Wow, and here we are, guys, inside the Panorama War Museum. This is insane. Wow, everything has been destroyed. Shukran. That's for you, brother. No? You can't accept? No, please. You must, man. Shukran. Thank you, brother. So I'm going to walk around and explore, and I will come out soon. Shukran. Okay, so luckily I brought my light here so we can kind of illuminate what we're seeing. This is one of the most insane places I've ever been in my life. So this is, I don't know what you would call this area, like the rotunda, and everywhere you look, it's just dust and destruction. And oh, here's the first mural that we're seeing here. Here's the first painting. And one thing we're gonna see throughout this museum, I understand, is that a lot of the people that are depicted here, well, they don't look Israeli and they don't look Syrian. That's because, like I said earlier, all of this was painted and designed by Koreans. So a lot of the features, facial features you're gonna see are gonna have Korean accents to them. It looks like the people were not a fan of that couch. I'm surprised someone didn't try to take that. That's actually a pretty nice couch. Yeah, there's just dirt and debris and glass everywhere here. I'd have to imagine this was ransacked pretty early in the days of the liberation. And again, forgive me, I'm not a war historian, so I don't know what the hell most of these are depicting here, but something tells me that's the quote-unquote victorious Syrian army, and then of course the defeated Israeli army as well. Oh, it looks like there is an elevator in the middle of this too. Oh yeah, they bashed out all the glass here. There's so much glass everywhere along the floor. Some sort of like a brass rod there. I don't think we'll be taking a piece of glass for our souvenir though. I'm gonna try to walk gently, oh geez, try to walk gently over this so we can get a look inside. Yeah, something tells me that's out of service. Oh wow, you can actually see bullet holes up there, so they've actually shot the glass out in some areas. Okay, over here must be one of the centerpieces to the actual propaganda museum. Aha, and there he is. There is Hafez al-Assad, and it looks like they put some sort of steel rod through his face, and there are his generals at the time planning their victory that we all know was, actually defeat. Gotta be careful here, guys. I'm gonna have to get a tetanus shot after this place. Man, all things considered, the artwork is pretty cool, even though it tells a very sensationalized and inaccurate portrayal of history. It looks like there's some office space over here on the side of the rotunda. We're gonna try to check this place out before we go upstairs. Here's my closet. Oh man, a thing of tinned fish, okay. So much debris. I mean, I'm sure the place has been absolutely ransacked of anything valuable or worthwhile. Wow, yeah, God only knows what this was. Some sort of display that's now been completely smashed. Oh wow, some old like military fatigues or some sort of military, God only knows what piece of clothing that's been left behind. What do we have here? Oh, looks like this was the kitchen at one point. No chicken left behind. Wonder what kind of critters we're gonna find crawling around here. Let's see what's behind this door. Oh, okay, what do we have in here? We've got some graffiti on the wall. Oh man, looks like this is a bathroom. Oh man, kind of nervous someone's gonna poke out of here Okay, the toilet has been destroyed. We don't want to get locked in this place. Oh, that door closed. My God. Looks like this was someone's bedroom at one time. Who the hell was sleeping in the War Museum? Maybe this is where Assad took refuge at one point. Oh, we got some sort of, what are these? Syria peaceful. Maybe this is some sort of a map, or maybe this is actually a propaganda guidebook from the museum. The objectives of the conspiracy, yeah. Zionism, oh wow, and it's the media war against Syria. Syria, charity and peace. Terrorism has no homeland or religion, and Syria has suffered terrorism in the 70s. Yeah, guys, these were like books, souvenir books that they must have given the visitors. Okay, we're definitely going to take one of those with us. I think that's our souvenir. And here we've got like a leftover shoe in someone's bed that's been destroyed. And one little jar of tomato sauce. All that's left of whoever the hell was living in this place. Let's pray this door opens. Okay, and it does. Thank God. Man. So here it looks like this looks like a library or something. Look at the amount of discarded books and newspapers on the ground. It looks like all of them are written in Arabic, but I truly don't think we're going to find a cooler find than that Syrian, tourist travel book, whatever the hell you want to call it. Got some destroyed CD-ROMs over here. Oh, I think that's the other shoe, the matching shoe to the one we found in there. And you can hear just all the glass and all the debris. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, brother? Are you living here? Okay. Salam. My name is Brent. Brent. My name, Brent. What's your name? Im. Nice to meet you, Im. Wow. Just pure destruction. Well, none of this must have had any value at all. Otherwise, someone surely would have taken it. They've even destroyed the air conditioners. Oh, look at this. Remaining on the wall is this pretty cool photo. It almost looks like a 3D render of the War Museum back in its former, quote unquote again, glory. So here there were the old Syrian flags. And then it looks like there were a series of fountains over here surrounding the statue or the sculpture of Hafez al-Assad. And I don't know what any of that means, but I can't believe they didn't tear that down as well, since it seems like, the people here pretty much hell-bent on erasing, the tortured past of the Assad dictatorship. This is so crazy, guys. Man, kind of hard to describe the smell. It smells like an abandoned museum would smell, if you can imagine that. This was some sort of an empty room. Maybe this was like office space for somebody. Okay, I'm glad they haven't locked me in here yet. We're gonna go through this area here, but the main event I think is gonna be upstairs, and we can actually see the panorama. Wow. They were sure focused on destroying the air conditioners. They didn't want anyone to be cool and comfortable. Let's go into this area now that's a lot more darkened. Wow. The place is kind of a maze, like very twist and turny. I feel like I'm in a Resident Evil game or something here. I don't know what's gonna pop out of any of the corners. Here's another bathroom. Looks like, I'm not sure, that might be a copy of the Quran there or some sort of document. Damn, they went to town on those toilets. Someone must have had too many hot Cheetos before they decided to liberate the museum. This looks like another kitchen area here with, those are definitely some mouse droppings. Yeah, there's certainly some rodents somewhere around here. God, the smell in there is actually quite terrible. Kind of just a rotten stench. And then coming out this way. And now here are the stairs that I think will lead us into the panorama. Oh wow, here's another. Hello! Wow, big echo. God only knows what this was. Some other part of the museum where they were probably showcasing more propaganda. Maybe there was some artwork in here, or who knows. They've done a good job of just smashing every possible piece of glass. And again, it's important to remember that everything you see here, guys, was designed by the North Koreans. So all this tile, all these designs on the floor, there are Korean elements, socialist elements to all of that. Yeah, just more like documents and books that have been completely destroyed and shattered. God only knows what any of this stuff says on the wall. And we have my new friend here following me around and making sure that I'm safe. I feel a little more at ease now that he's here instead of just wandering around by myself. So an impasse. Do we go to the left or do we go to the right? Well, hopefully we can get access to this panorama mural type thing. I was told that when it was fully functional, it would rotate like 360. I don't know if the floor would rotate or what, but it's apparently very similar, almost exactly similar to one of the museums that is in North Korea in Pyongyang. What the hell is this? Looks like it's some sort of area to a service entrance. This is where all the HVAC stuff was. Oh, okay, it looks like this is almost some sort of mechanical thing here. I'm wondering if that was like the gear house that would control the moving floor. It looks like we've got to go up again. Wow, we're gonna see how high up in this thing we can get. But before we go up, what do we have over here? Well, there's another area to go down. We don't wanna go that way. Here's another look into, well, God only knows what that is. Jesus, guys, this place is spooky. Oh, okay, and here's all the electrical, the wiring. This is, who's nervous? I'm not nervous. And they've destroyed all the electrical components here. All the wiring has been ripped out. Man, the people who tore through this place were on an absolute spree, destroying everything they could. But I understand, I mean, decades and decades of anger and resentment and, can't even begin to describe, probably somewhere close to 1 million lives were lost under the Assad dictatorship. So many people missing, never to be seen again under their regime. So many innocent people. Okay, here's another picture, another painting depicting the battle over there. I'm not sure if those are Israeli warships, but that looks like the Syrian flag at the time, so that must be them battling the warships. And over here we have, more of the Syrian warships, which I assume were supplied by the USSR, deploying their missiles. And now there's only one way to go, and that's to go up. I'm really curious how long this place has been decimated for, because there's just so much dust and debris. I mean, maybe it was actually abandoned even before the liberation offensive took place. Maybe it's been, it almost looks like it's been, oh my God, abandoned for a decade. This is mad. This is insane. Here it is. We are in the rotating 360 panorama, guys. No way. So yeah, all around us, it is a full 360 depiction of the war from the Syrian side. Oh, and over here are the chairs where the students would have to come and sit and be indoctrinated. No way. So they weren't joking when they called this a 3D 360 panorama. So down there is like a representation of a foxhole, and there's some military netting. You've also got a cannon down there. They have what are now just dust-covered trees and shrubs to make everything look pretty damn realistic. And it would have been really fascinating to see what this place looked like in its former glory. So this mural depicts the Battle of Quneitra in Golem Heights, which, as we've said before, the Syrians were not victorious in. I'm curious if I can get down here and see how close up we can get. Oh man. Boy, something tells me that the kids who used to be able to explore this place weren't able to go here. Let's go take a jump down. Oh yeah, we're getting way up close. This is one of the coolest, craziest places I've ever explored, y'all. Oh yeah, let's get up close with some of these paintings here. And yeah, again, I don't know if those are the Syrians or if those are the Israelis. Man, ooh, I just heard something flutter, like there's some sort of bird or something flying around in here. Yeah, the artwork, all things considered, is pretty cool, even though it doesn't depict anything factual. Man, I'm worried some sort of like monster creature is gonna hop out here. Oh yeah, down there we can get a look into the inner workings of this thing. And this took literally like years and years and years to paint and put together. Can't even imagine the amount of money that the North Korean government spent on this, because again, like, it was a gift. And so I don't believe that Syria spent any money on it, and if they did, well, of course, they probably spent the money of the people. VO, what is this? Yeah, and if we look, I mean, there definitely are some Korean features here, and the people are even smiling. You know, they're not showing the reality of the actual war and all the death and destruction that took place. What's up? Time to go? Okay. I think he's telling me to go. I understand. He probably wants me to get the hell out of here. He's like, what is this white guy with a camera doing here? We got to find our way back up there, though. This is so unreal. And here's just like, this thing is massive, guys, like 360, no joke. There was apparently also an audio and light show that accompanied all of this. But of course, now that the electronics and whatnot have been destroyed, we're not going to be able to hear or listen to that. Man, part of me actually wonders if this guy's following me because he knows I gave the other guy money, and now he wants money. We're definitely going to give our quote-unquote guide here some cash too. Wow, seriously insane. Oh, and here's where the elevator actually went to. Again, they've smashed out all the glass here. Something tells me that those buttons do not work. Let's take a look down there. Wow, hello. I mean, just honestly, like, think about like how fun it would have been, like in the early days of liberation, just to come here and just start destroying stuff, just like start smashing glass. It is interesting that they really haven't torn down or defaced any part of this mural. Maybe that's in large in part just because a lot of people don't know about it, or they just want to preserve, you know, that part of this fake history, so to speak. And I'm not sure what these represent. They're kind of like these golden, I don't know, wheat leaves or something, but they've taken one off here. That'd be another cool souvenir to add to our collection, guys. Oh, I'm curious what's in there. Wait a second, what's this? So I don't think we saw this area when we initially came up because we went in the other side. Oh, I almost feel like I'm walking into some sort of like an auditorium. Oh my God, no way. No way, guys. It's a whole nother like diorama. It's a whole nother exhibit in here. So you got all the chairs over here. What do we look? Oh, no way. It's a giant mural. It's certainly not as big or as 360 as the other one. Oh, there's a bunch of lights up there. And that's probably the quarters where the guy who was in control of all this sat. Yeah, I mean, we have walked into a straight up theater and they've smashed out a bunch of glass here. No way. Wow, look at this. This one actually looks a lot more graphic and bloody than the other one did because here we've got some dead soldiers. Truly insane. And again, down below in front of the display, they have like sandbags and other like military accessories. They really went all out from the museum. As far as museums go, pretty damn good quality. Look at that guy's face. I mean, yeah, that definitely has some like Korean connotations to it. Man, yeah, this is, I assume this is just depicting the Syrians as if they are in complete control and Assad's forces are just decimating the Israeli army, which, again, no need to remind you guys, was not what happened at all. But yeah, just think of the millions of people that grew up coming here every single year, and this is the only history they knew. I mean, how many people today now believe that Syria was actually victorious in the 1973 war when that was far, far from the case? Yeah, if you came here without knowing anything about history, you would assume that Syria and Assad was victorious. We got more barbed wire over here, and there's my man just hanging out in the doorway, creeping the hell out of me. What is this? Haze generator. Oh, it must have been like a smoke show type thing here. American DJ. Yeah. Oh, and there's where like you would pour in the, whatever the hell you want to call it, the haze, the fog fuel or whatever. This place is such a trip. And could we take that? Oh yeah, we could probably take one of the military helmets if we wanted to. Yeah, like I said, guys, despite everything in here being essentially a lie, it really is a pretty badass museum. They put a lot of time and effort and a lot of money into this place. Oh, Shokran, my man is helping me. He busted out the flashlight. Wait, how the hell do we get out of here now? What is this? Oh, this is another like back closet type area. All right, I think it's time to count our lucky stars that we were able to get in here without any incident, without any cuts, any scrapes, anything like that. And I think it's time to get the hell out of here. Just got to walk over a few more pieces of glass. Oh, another shoe. And there you go, brother. Shukran. No, I insist. You're one hell of a tour guide. Shukran, brother. Thank you. Wow. Well, what an absolutely incredible piece of history and of propaganda and of a regime that has now been completely defeated, completely banished to Russia, never to come back and never to return to Syria again. Gotta tell y'all, it feels damn good to breathe the fresh air after being in there. That place is a musty. I wonder what the hell they're gonna do with it. I wonder if they're gonna restore it or tear it down. Like, no clue. Wish we could have got on the roof or something, but our guide seemed like he wanted me to get out of there post-haste, so hell, I didn't want to stick around too much longer either. So here is one of the fountains that's now, I mean, Syria was already undergoing a water crisis for a long time, so it's no surprise that the fountains aren't going off anymore. But like, check it out, like beauty amongst the ruins. You've got some like beautiful purple flowers here, and it is a beautiful area, and you know, despite the fact that it represents so much bullshit and so much suffering and so much lies, it is a pretty damn cool looking building as far as things go. So, you know, major shout out to the people of Syria. Really hoping that the next decades bring you guys a lot of peace and prosperity and better days ahead, because I've been in Syria about 4 days now, and the people have treated me with just a tremendous amount of kindness, a tremendous amount of like straight up love. Everyone's like been willing to lend a hand, and so these people deserve better days, guys. They deserve a win. Okay, so back into the area with the supposed Israeli recovered aircraft and military. But yeah, like, who knows, guys? Maybe like a war historian, someone who knows way more shit than I do, can actually tap in and tell me, like, are these real Israeli vehicles, or are they just reskinned, repainted Soviet-style military vehicles? Because I sure as hell have no idea. It is interesting that they pretty much gave everything a really nice new fresh coat of paint. You would think that they would want to depict the Israeli vehicles looking, you know, pretty beat to shit, but I guess that wasn't the case here. These look like they, you know, do deserve to be on display or something. But yeah, as to whether they are from the USSR or if they're from Israel is anyone's guess. Hopefully somebody with a lot more knowledge than I do can tap in the comments and let me know. And that's that, guys. Really hope you enjoyed this video. Truly could not think of a more fascinating place that encapsulates Syrian, Israeli, Russian, and even Korean history. Man, if there's any detail that I missed while showing you guys this place, like, please let me know in the comments below, because I got a feeling there's a lot more secrets and untold stories behind this. Like, can we get in contact with any of the Koreans that actually designed this place and painted it and built it? Are those people even still alive? Did they stay in Syria? Did they go back to Korea? Did some see it as an opportunity to escape? God only knows, but hopefully some of you guys can fill in the blanks in the comments below and maybe give us some answers. But yeah, bless up Syria. New, better days ahead for all you guys. My name is Brent Timm from Damascus, Syria. I'm saying ciao for now. I'll see you guys in the next chapter.